Welcome to CognitionChunks. This is Caveman to Canvas, Unveiling the 7 Oldest Artworks. Asking, what are the 7 oldest known paintings? The identification of the oldest known paintings is a matter of ongoing scholarly debate and discovery, often requiring sophisticated dating techniques like radiocarbon dating and stratigraphy. However, as of the information available until September 2021, here are some of the oldest known paintings, listed in approximate chronological order. 1. Sulawesi Cave Art, Indonesia. Approximate date, c. 40,000 BC. Location, Maros Pangkep Karst Complex, Sulawesi, Indonesia. Description: the paintings include hand stencils and animal depictions. They challenge the notion that advanced artistic expression originated solely in Europe. 2. El Castillo Cave Art, Spain. Approximate date, c. 39,000 BC. Location, Cantabria, Spain. Description: known for its hand stencils and discs, the El Castillo cave art is considered among the oldest known cave art in Europe. The famous panel of hands is particularly noted. 3. Chauvet Cave Paintings, France. Approximate date, c. 32,000 to 30,000 BC. Location, Ardèche region, France. Description: these intricate paintings include depictions of various animals, including horses, lions, and rhinos. The level of detail and sophistication has made Chauvet one of the most important prehistoric art sites. 4. Fiumane Cave Art, Italy. Approximate date, c. 32,000 to 31,000 BC. Location, Veneto, Italy. Description: while not as intricate as some other examples, the art in Fiumane Cave is significant for its age and its location in Italy, rather than the more famous French-Spanish Paleolithic art corridor. 5. Cosquer Cave Paintings, France. Approximate date, c. 27,000 to 19,000 BC. Location, underwater cave near Marseille, France. Description: discovered in a cave that is now partially underwater due to rising sea levels, the Cosquer Cave contains drawings of various animals and hand stencils. 6. Altamira Cave Paintings, Spain. Approximate date, c. 20,000 to 14,000 BC. Location, Cantabria, Spain. Description: known for its stunningly realistic bison paintings, the Altamira Cave was so spectacular that it was initially considered a hoax when first discovered in the 19th century. 7. Lascaux Cave Paintings, France. Approximate date, c. 17,000 to 15,000 BC. Location, Dordogne, France. Description: featuring detailed paintings of animals, humans, and abstract shapes, Lascaux is among the most famous of all ancient art sites. Unfortunately, the cave has been closed to the public to preserve the artwork, though replicas are available for viewing. It's worth noting that these paintings don't just serve as primitive art, they offer profound insights into the cognitive development, social structures, and belief systems of early human communities. Their existence challenges us to reconsider the complexity and capabilities of prehistoric societies. The cave paintings found in the Maros Pangkep Karst complex in Sulawesi, Indonesia, are among the oldest known works of art in the world. Specifically, a painting depicting a group of part human, part animal figures hunting mammals was dated to be at least 43,900 years old. Description of the painting. Overall scene. The painting is executed on a cave wall and presents a dynamic hunting scene. It features a group of small humanoid figures, shown in a form of therianthropy, blending characteristics of humans and animals, pursuing wild boars and dwarf buffaloes known as anoa. The scene is complex, suggesting a level of sophistication in both execution and thematic conception. Technique. The painting employs red ochre pigment. The application appears to be deliberate, possibly using some form of a brush or a simple applicator like a piece of fibrous plant material. The lines are reasonably defined, suggesting a reasonable level of dexterity and control over the medium. Figures. The humanoid figures are unique for blending human and animal traits. They have human-like bodies but are shown with beaks or snouts and tails, suggesting they are not purely human but rather a mix, possibly shamans or spirits. Animals. The wild boars and anoa are depicted with a reasonable level of anatomical accuracy, suggesting the artists had a good understanding of these animals' forms. This indicates that the painting likely had a representational intent, rather than being purely symbolic. Configuration and layout. The scene is not merely a random assortment of figures. Instead, there is a clear narrative flow, from left to right, showing the figures in pursuit of the animals. This spatial arrangement indicates an understanding of depicting motion and time, a complex feat in the history of art. Interpretation. Scholars have proposed various interpretations of the scene, including its possible role as a narrative or a depiction of a myth or ritual. The therianthropic figures might signify shamans or ancestral spirits, and may indicate a belief in the transformative power of these beings. Significance. The Sulawesi cave painting has significant implications for our understanding of early human cognition, art history, and cultural development. Firstly, its age challenges the Eurocentric view that complex cognitive abilities, as demonstrated through art, originated solely in Europe. Additionally, the complex themes of the painting, hunting, transformation, spirituality, indicate that early human societies had developed symbolic thought, shared myths, and possibly even religious beliefs. In sum, the Sulawesi cave painting is not merely an ancient artifact but a rich text that offers profound insights into the capabilities and inner lives of our distant ancestors. The El Castillo cave paintings located in Cantabria, Spain, are famous for featuring some of the oldest known cave art in Europe. The cave is filled with various types of drawings, but the most iconic among them is the panel of hands. Description of the painting. Overall scene. The panel of hands is an assemblage of hand stencils on the cave wall. These handprints are surrounded by a myriad of other drawings, including animal figures and abstract symbols, but the hand stencils are the most striking and among the oldest components, dated to approximately 39,000 BC. Technique. The handprints are mostly created using the negative stencil technique. In this method, a hand is placed against the cave wall, and pigment, typically red ochre, is blown around it, leaving an outline. The pigment could be blown directly from the mouth or perhaps through a tube of some sort, such as a hollow bone. The result is a hollow silhouette of a hand against the darker backdrop of the cave wall. Hand stencils. The handprints are predominantly left hands, which suggests that the artists were likely right-handed. Each hand stencil is unique, capturing individual features such as finger length, width, and even signs of wear or deformity. These details offer a deeply personal connection to individual members of these ancient societies. Other elements. The cave also contains other forms of artwork, such as depictions of animals and geometric symbols, but these are generally believed to be younger than the hand stencils. The animal figures include bison, horses, and mammoths, often painted with a striking attention to detail and movement. Configuration and layout. While the hands seem to be arranged without a strict narrative sequence like the Sulawesi painting, their arrangement is hardly random. They often appear in groups, and sometimes near other symbols or animal figures, suggesting they may have been part of larger thematic compositions. Interpretation. The panel of hands has been the subject of various interpretations. Some researchers speculate that the hands served as a form of signature or representation of individual identity. Others suggest that they may have had ritualistic or spiritual significance, serving as an attempt to interact with or control supernatural forces. Significance. The El Castillo hand stencils are critical in the study of Paleolithic art for several reasons. First, their age challenges ideas about the chronology of human symbolic behavior, pushing it back further than many classic sites in France and other parts of Europe. Second, they offer a form of direct dating. Since they are stencils of actual human hands, they provide a direct link to the individuals who created them, unlike more symbolic or stylized representations. Third, they show the widespread nature of early human artistic endeavor, suggesting that the impulse to create art was not localized but was a pan-human phenomenon. In summary, the hand stencils at El Castillo provide a unique window into the capabilities, beliefs, and perhaps even the social structures of Paleolithic societies. Their sophistication and age make them an invaluable asset in the quest to understand the cognitive and cultural evolution of humanity. The next painting in this journey through the world's oldest known art pieces is the Chauvet-Pont-d'Arc cave, painting located in southern France. This cave is home to some of the most stunning examples of Paleolithic art, and has been dated to around 30,000 BC. Among its numerous drawings, the panel of the lions is particularly noteworthy. Description of the painting. Overall scene. The panel of the lions is a mesmerizing ensemble that depicts the pride of lions hunting bison. Unlike earlier cave paintings that often focus on individual animals or figures, the Chauvet scene offers a panoramic view of a larger event, depicting both predator and prey in a dynamic tableau. Technique. The artist used charcoal to create the images, making it one of the earliest instances of charcoal art. The medium allowed for a more nuanced range of tones, which is evident in the shading and layering techniques used. The artist also employed a technique called sfumato, subtly blending tones and colors without lines or borders, much like what we see in works by later artists such as Leonardo da Vinci. Animal depictions. The lions are portrayed with remarkable anatomical precision, capturing their muscularity and movement in detail. The bison, too, are not merely static figures. They are shown in various states of distress, with some appearing to collapse under the pressure of the chase. Layout and composition. The composition reflects a keen understanding of spatial arrangements and how to depict depth and movement on a two-dimensional surface. The lions and bison are arranged in a way that implies both forward movement and depth, creating a sense of three-dimensionality. Human absence. Notably, unlike many other Paleolithic paintings, this panel doesn't include any human figures or hand stencils. The focus is entirely on the animals and the drama unfolding among them. Interpretation. Interpreting the Chauvet paintings has been a subject of ongoing scholarly debate. The absence of human figures has led some to theorize that this was less about human interaction with these animals and more a portrayal of natural events, possibly tied to mythological stories or spiritual beliefs about the animal kingdom. Another theory posits that the scene could be a teaching tool, used to instruct young hunters on the behaviors of these animals. Significance. The paintings in Chauvet-Pont-d'Arc cave, including the panel of the lions, revolutionized our understanding of Paleolithic art. Firstly, they demonstrate that high levels of artistic skill existed 30,000 years ago. Secondly, they challenge the idea that the development of art had a simple, linear progression from less to more complex. Thirdly, the diversity of animals depicted, including some now extinct species, provides valuable ecological information about the period. In summary, the Panel of the Lions at Chauvipondiar Cave is a masterful work of art that serves multiple functions: as a historical document, a snapshot of Paleolithic life and environment, and a testament to the early emergence of complex artistic and possibly symbolic thought in humans. Continuing our exploration of the oldest known paintings, we now arrive at the Altamira Cave in northern Spain. Discovered in 1879, this cave hosts an exceptional array of Paleolithic art. One of the most famous sections within this cave is the Great Room, where the ceiling is adorned with a vivid, almost magical painting of bison. Description of the painting. Overall scene. What makes the Altamira bison unique among ancient cave paintings is its stunning realism achieved through both form and color. The bison figures are not just outlines or silhouettes. They appear almost three-dimensional, as if bulging out of the ceiling itself. The Great Room features multiple bison in different poses, and they range in size but are generally about 5 to 6 feet in length. Technique. The artists of Altamira utilized the natural contours of the cave ceiling to impart a three-dimensional effect to the bison figures. This innovative technique, called parietal art, utilizes the medium's texture as an active part of the artwork. The colors are vibrant and varied, from dark browns and reds to lighter shades, achieved by using different natural pigments like ochre, charcoal, and manganese. Texture and details. The fur of the bison is depicted with great care, and the artist even used fine lines and shading to indicate the different tones and textures of the animal's coats. The anatomical details are surprisingly accurate, from the arch of the back to the positioning of the legs and even the small tails. Realism and motion. The bison are depicted in varying states of activity. Some seem to be grazing, others appear to be in full gallop. This use of implied motion adds a dynamic element to the paintings, which is quite advanced for Paleolithic art. Interpretation. The Altamira bison have been the subject of extensive academic study and interpretation. The realistic portrayal of the animals suggests a close observation of nature, but the purpose of such detailed depiction remains unclear. Some theories posit that they were involved in hunting rituals or served as instructional aids, while others suggest they could have had spiritual or totemic significance. Significance. The Altamira cave paintings are significant for several reasons. 1. Artistic innovation. The technique of using the cave's natural contours for a 3D effect was groundbreaking and shows the high level of artistic thought in the Paleolithic period. 2. Realism. The level of detail indicates a sophisticated understanding of form and color, challenging previous assumptions that ancient art was primarily symbolic and not representational. 3. Cultural insights. The variety of subjects and styles in the cave, including the bison, provides a broad snapshot of the culture, beliefs, and environment of the time. In summary, the bison paintings at the Altamira cave offer not just a glimpse into the world as it was more than 15,000 years ago, but also into the minds of the artists who observed that world with astonishing clarity and sophistication. This painting serves as a testament to the cognitive complexity and artistic capability of our Paleolithic ancestors. Continuing our historical journey through ancient art, we now shift our focus to the Indonesian island of Sulawesi. Here, within the Marospangkep Karst system, lies the Ling Tidong Cave, home to one of the oldest known figurative artworks, a depiction of a Sulawesi warty pig. Description of the painting. Overall scene. This painting is different from the detailed, multifigurative works we've explored in European caves. It is simple yet evocative, featuring a large Sulawesi warty pig along with two hand stencils, created by blowing or spraying pigment over a hand pressed against the cave wall. The pig painting measures about 136 centimeters by 54 centimeters. Technique. The work is done using red mineral pigment ochre. It is not merely an outline but includes some internal details, including a distinctive facial feature of the Sulawesi warty pig, its warts or facial protuberances. Animal depiction. The animal is rendered with a careful eye for proportion and anatomy, including its characteristic warts, elongated snout, and stubby legs. Though not as dynamic as some of the animals in the European caves, the pig has a sense of weight and presence. Hand stencils. The two hand stencils that accompany the pig are thought to be part of the storytelling or spiritual ritual represented by the painting. Hand stencils are a common form of Paleolithic art and are usually interpreted as a form of signature or perhaps a way to invoke human presence in a sacred narrative. Interpretation. The painting raises numerous questions. First, what was the purpose of the artwork? Was it narrative, spiritual, or utilitarian? Given its isolated nature compared to the groups of animals in European caves, some scholars speculate it may have been part of a more extensive gallery that has not yet been discovered or has eroded over time. The presence of hand stencils may suggest that this art served a social or spiritual function. Some researchers propose that the hand stencils were a form of signature, personalizing the communal or sacred space. Significance. 1. Geographical importance. The discovery in Indonesia greatly expanded the geographical range of known Paleolithic art, previously thought to be mostly confined to Europe. 2. Chronological implications. Dated to at least 45,500 years ago, this painting pushes back our understanding of when and where humans started creating representational art. 3. Cultural universality. The Ling Tidong painting offers further evidence that the impulse to create art is not confined to any one region or period but is a universal aspect of human culture. 4. Ecological snapshot. The Sulawesi warty pig is a native species and its depiction provides ecological data about the fauna of ancient Indonesia. 5. Human migration and cultural exchange. The artwork also adds to the narrative of human migration, suggesting advanced cognitive abilities in populations outside of Europe at that time. In summary, the Sulawesi warty pig painting in the Ling Tidong cave, though simpler than its European counterparts, provides a compelling window into the artistic, cultural, and ecological milieu of ancient human populations in the Indonesian archipelago. It broadens our understanding of the origins of art and confirms that the artistic impulse was a global phenomenon, not confined to any one region or culture. The next stop on our journey through ancient art takes us to the Tasselai Eniger Plateau in the Algerian Sahara, a UNESCO World Heritage Site that is essentially an open-air museum of prehistoric art. One of the most remarkable paintings here is the White Lady of the Brandberg, despite debates surrounding its exact origin and meaning. Description of the painting. Overall scene. The White Lady is part of a larger composition of figures that include animals and other humans. The scene is diverse, capturing a moment that seems both everyday and ceremonial. The figure presumed to be the White Lady is striking in her portrayal. She wears what appears to be a complex headdress or possibly a mask. Despite the name, the figure's gender is also a topic of ongoing debate among scholars. Technique. The technique used in this painting is distinct from the cave art in Europe and Indonesia, primarily because it is not in a cave but on a rock wall exposed to the elements. The pigments are naturally occurring minerals, but the exact methodology used to adhere them to the rock is still a subject of study. The outlines and forms are more geometric, utilizing straighter lines and clearer delineations between figures than the fluid, organic shapes found in cave paintings. Detail and iconography. The White Lady figure holds a bow, and next to her are smaller figures and a variety of animals, including what appear to be Barbary sheep. This adds an ecological dimension to the art, providing a glimpse into the fauna of the area during that time, which was likely less arid than it is today. The geometric designs and patterns on the figures' bodies could be interpreted as clothing or body paint. Interpretation. The meaning of the White Lady and the surrounding figures has been the subject of much debate. Some suggest it's a hunting scene, others claim it is more likely ceremonial or ritualistic in nature. The presence of multiple figures and animals suggests a complex narrative that we may never fully understand. Significance. 1. Cultural insights. The painting provides invaluable insights into the rituals, clothing, weaponry, and social structure of the people who lived in the Sahara thousands of years ago. 2. Technological considerations. The outdoor location of the painting and its relative preservation also offer clues about the types of materials and techniques that were used for its creation, thus contributing to our understanding of prehistoric technologies. 3. Ecological knowledge. The depiction of local fauna gives us a glimpse into the ecology of the ancient Sahara, suggesting it was once a more hospitable place than it is today. 4. Artistic conventions. Unlike the European cave paintings, the figures here are not naturalistic or three-dimensional. They are more stylized, hinting at different artistic conventions and perhaps different symbolic meanings. 5. Diversity of human expression. This artwork further diversifies our understanding of prehistoric art, demonstrating that the urge for symbolic expression was not limited by geography, environment, or culture. The White Lady of the Brandberg serves as a tantalizing mystery, provoking numerous questions about the civilization that created it, the environment they lived in, and the symbolism that governed their lives. This rock painting represents another colorful thread in the intricate tapestry of humanity's ancient artistic endeavors. Continuing on this journey through time and art, we come to the Chauvet Cave in the Ardèche region of southern France. Discovered in 1994, this cave features some of the most well-preserved prehistoric artwork in the world, dating back to approximately 32,000 to 30,000 years ago. Among the striking array of art here, the Panel of the Lions stands out as a masterpiece of Paleolithic art. Description of the painting. Overall scene. The Panel of the Lions is an extensive mural featuring multiple lions, various prey animals, and potential traces of human hands or figures. The scale and detail of the work are astonishing. It's not just isolated figures but a dynamic scene capturing movement and interaction. Technique. The artist utilized charcoal and red ochre to sketch and fill in the figures, employing subtle shading techniques to create a sense of volume and depth. There are places where the natural contours of the cave wall are ingeniously integrated into the artwork, adding a three-dimensional aspect to the scenes. Animal depiction. Each lion is meticulously detailed, capturing not only anatomical correctness but also individual characteristics, even hinting at fur texture and muscle tone. The eyes of the lions are rendered in a way that imbues them with an intense, almost lifelike gaze. The portrayal of movement is also extraordinary. Lions appear to be stalking, running, and pouncing, adding dramatic narrative to the panel. Other elements. Alongside the lions, there are depictions of other animals such as bison and horses, as well as more abstract or ambiguous marks. The lions are the focal point but are part of a broader ecological and possibly mythological tableau. Interpretation. The panel of the lions seems to encapsulate more than a mere depiction of animals. It appears to tell a story or record an observation, ritual, or belief. Unlike other caves where human figures are notably absent, the traces of hands here may suggest a different relationship between human beings and their environment. Significance. 1. Artistic mastery. The attention to detail and nuance, along with the sophisticated techniques used, make this panel an awe-inspiring testament to the artistic capabilities of prehistoric humans. 2. Narrative complexity. The interplay between the various animals and marks indicates a level of narrative or symbolic complexity we can only guess at. 3. Ecological insight. Just like other ancient artworks, this panel gives us valuable insights into the ecology of the time, what animals lived there, their behavior, and possibly their importance in the human world. 4. Cultural practices. The presence of potentially human marks might give clues to rituals or beliefs, which are hard to extract from other forms of archaeological evidence. 5. Temporal insights. The Chauvet cave paintings, including the panel of the lions, are among the oldest known, pushing back our timeline for the emergence of complex symbolic representation and narrative art. 6. Preservation. The cave's sealed environment has preserved the colors and details exceptionally well, offering a more vivid glimpse into prehistoric art than is typically possible. The panel of the lions at Chauvet Cave serves as a powerful reminder of the deep history of human creativity and the complex relationship between our species and the natural world. It expands our understanding of what it means to be human and challenges our assumptions about the development of artistic and symbolic expression. The ineffable beauty of art, a universal language that speaks to us across the barriers of time, geography, and culture. Today, we've journeyed through eons, from the stunning prehistoric cave murals of Chauvet to the ancient Egyptian frescoes, to demystify and celebrate the 7 oldest known paintings. On this episode of CognitionChunks, art wasn't just a feast for the eyes. It was a tapestry of human history, culture, and spirituality. As we delved into each artwork, it was like peeling back the layers of human civilization itself. These are not mere pigments on a wall or canvas. They are deeply expressive manifestations of our ancestors' lives, dreams, fears, and aspirations. Whether it was communicating with the divine, capturing the essence of the hunt, or expressing abstract thought, each painting opened a window to the psyche of our forebears. Through these ancient artworks, we've experienced a unique kind of time travel. We've engaged with people from the past, understood their worldview, and maybe even caught a fleeting glimpse of the artists themselves. Remember, every stroke of charcoal, every smear of ochre was once guided by a human hand with thoughts and emotions much like ours. These early paintings aren't just relics. They challenge us to consider the continuity and transformation of human expression over time. In a world where a picture can be captured with the click of a button, these ancient pieces make us ponder the complexities and simplicities of conveying meaning through art. So, what's next on the artistic horizon? Will digital art forms transcend the physical realm completely? Or will there be a renaissance of traditional mediums as a form of rebellion against the digital age? Time will tell, and whatever happens, it will undoubtedly be as fascinating as the paintings we've explored today. If this artistic journey has captivated your senses and your intellect, go ahead and smash that like button and share this content far and wide. For more mind-blowing dives into history, art, science, and a dash of humor, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. That's a wrap for today, art connoisseurs and history geeks. Keep your palates colorful, your minds vibrant, and until the next episode, never cease to explore, to question, and to marvel. Signing off, but remember, the quest for knowledge is a canvas that never dries. See you next time on CognitionChunks. Was this accurate? Did GPT just make up a bunch of stuff that does not exist or does not make sense? Find out next time in the CognitionChunks follow-up.